Good morning, welcome back to the show. 10:51 is the time. Let's go straight to my next guest, Kellie Jay Keen. She's founder of Let Women Speak, a fantastic campaigner on behalf of women's rights, and joins us to talk about, well, why on earth the government wants to ban X. Good morning to you, Kellie Jay.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us. There's a lot of talk about, from Labour politicians, the government, saying how outraged they are that there are all these images that Elon Musk X is allowing its AI Grok to create, and they've done it to me. I'm sure they've done it to you, to take an image of a woman fully clothed that she's put online and put her in a bikini or put her in a sexual position, put her in underwear, and that apparently not right now is not illegal. But the government is threatening, and we've got an Ofcom investigation as well, that the possibility there could be X could be taken down in the UK because of this. Is that a reasonable response?
No, it's so dishonest, isn't it? I just can't help feeling there's some other agenda somewhere.
Oh, what might that agenda be?
Well, the government are very unhappy about this notion of free speech. I saw one of the grooming gang survivors who speaks out quite a lot, and she said, X it won't stop this abuse of women, but it does enable women who have been abused to talk about it.
Yeah.
And she was worried that might be one of the reasons the government was doing it. But if they were serious about safeguarding children and safeguarding women, they would be dealing with pornography. I think it would be really silly to think that any pornographic film that manages to get into your phone isn't a child, doesn't include a woman who's been coerced, isn't uploaded unwillingly, or a crime hasn't been committed. So until we know that, I think anything to do with X on the basis of safeguarding anybody is just nonsense.
Yeah, because exactly as my guest Tom Soter pointed out earlier, actually, when you look at, for instance, grooming of children, real life stuff, not someone doing it on AI, it's largely happening on Snapchat, where the children are. Why are they not banning Snapchat? But also, interestingly, I think you put out a tweet which Elon Musk retweeted, saying, it's got, tens of millions of views about, why, ban X but not Pornhub, and it's a fair point. And again, I was saying earlier, Pornhub, and I wasn't sure whether it was Pornhub, but it's definitely Pornhub. Pornhub in 2020, as a result of an investigation, basically they had to remove 10 million of the 13.5 million videos they had on their site. A huge percentage, most of their videos, because they had no proof of that they had the identity of the women, that the women had consented, or they had the age, because a lot of these women, frankly, were not women, they were girls, and they'd just been uploaded by people, and it could be revenge porn, it could be who knows what, women forced, coerced into this, and they had no proof of it. But we haven't seen a ban on Pornhub, have we?
No, we absolutely haven't, have we? There was something about Roblox years ago that was really dangerous for children. We didn't ban Roblox. In fact, I still know some parents allow their children on it. They shouldn't. But yeah, we don't take it seriously at all. We even tell children in PSHE in schools that watching pornography is normal. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It's just not realistic. And we don't deal with any of the other issues around porn. So I don't buy it at all. I think this is just a very good way of trying to stop what is one of the only free speech platforms that exists. I got banned for 4.5 years when it was Twitter.
But remind us what your terrible crime was.
What did I do? I think I just kind of flagrantly called men. Or
did you correctly gender a man claiming he was a woman?
Exactly. Terrible. I also said it was wrong to try and transition children. So
frankly, I don't know why we haven't executed you, frankly, by now for those heinous crimes. This is the thing. I don't want governments being in control of this. Tell you what, I definitely don't trust Ofcom to decide these things. If you could see some of the nonsense complaints I have to deal with from Ofcom, time-wasting nonsense that Ofcom bothers me with, and I'm really sorry, I've got no time for that organisation. You may as well, you basically got the Labour Party in charge of Ofcom, who are we kidding? But at the end of the day, they're claiming they care about the safety of women and girls, and they are very, very angry about this. And as I was saying earlier, I wish they were as angry and outraged by these AI images of women in bikinis. And I want them banned. I'm sorry. I don't think people should be allowed to make and put out an image of me that purports to be an image of me in a bikini. I don't think they should. And I wouldn't impose that on other people. why they would want to. But and especially not to younger children. And I think it's just creepy, frankly. But they don't seem to be so concerned about it when it's when it's happening. Girls in real life are being hurt, or being, as I say, gang raped by these grooming gangs, are being harassed by men on the streets, and they don't seem to do anything about that.
No, they don't at all. And I also sort of I think my first thought when they said about banning X is, oh, you can do it then. Like, you can do that thing that has always apparently been so difficult, when most of us who are parents, or not even, you don't even have to be a mother to care about the safety of kids, but most of us like, well, why isn't that banned? How can children have any access whatsoever to these really harmful sort of images? And I always thought, well, it must be because they can't.
Yeah.
Surely they can't. And now we find they can. But at the same time, the government is saying, well, it's very difficult and complicated to keep men out of women-only spaces. Yes. So I think they're just liars. They have an agenda. I'm not quite sure what it is, but I think it has something to do with the many, many people interviewed under caution and arrested for their speech in this country. I think they might be linked.
Yeah, I think you may be right. I'm generally not a conspiracy theorist, but they basically see Twitter as a problem, X as it's now known. And if you think about, the pressure on them over grooming gangs, pressure on them over illegal immigration, pressure on them, on all governments, and all political parties over, people like me and, people campaigning on lots of freedom of speech issues, campaigning against, lockdowns and things like that. X is a problem because people are saying what they really think, and people are finding out that other people agree with them. It's the same reason why social media gets banned and controlled in China and Iran and places like that. If
you weren't on X, would you even know about the incredible situation in Iran?
No,
I just don't think you would. And I get loads of DMs thanking me for even promoting the stories. Not that I'm the only one by a long stretch. Thankfully, the community, I think, on X is really positive and very good at spotting AI by the regime, by the way.
Yeah.
But it's been a really positive force for good.
And I think it put the pressure on the BBC to start covering it, despite the fact they got an entire Persian service, but apparently didn't think it was worth telling the British public about what was going on. Kellie Jay Keen, you've been a fantastic campaigner. Again, I wish the government felt a bit more strongly about protecting the rights of women like you, speaking out when you're being facing death threats from men who argue that trans rights are more important than women's rights. But there we are.